Let's get this one right here. There we go. Alright. I told him I wasn't going to lay off of him. I can't lay off this dude because he's a gimmick, a fake, a phony, a stand. You know what I'm saying? Faking and fronting on your next man. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get followers like he got a congregation, a religionist, a fanatic, a Dr. York fanatic, an extremist. I think he got mental problems. We gotta check his tyrosine. We talking about that gimmick name, Tah Noone NoopooH. Used to go by the name of Consul Ray L. Bay. 1M Nuwaupu. Style is foo-foo. Check it out though. These couple of clips I'm gonna play you right here. I was supposed to be on this debate. I had a couple of questions for Tah Noone. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't get on this particular debate, you know, and I would have handled the debate a little different. I haven't listened to the whole thing. I'm listening to bits and pieces right now because the Elder Earl gives a time date of 2009. This is where I'm coming in at. I met Tah Noone as Consul Ray, Brother J. I think he was going by Brother J back then, you know what I'm saying? And he had a fake AEO name back then that he was using. But I think like 2007, I met the kid on Facebook. Like I said, it's gonna always be the same, but the exposure gotta keep coming. You know what I'm saying? Because I want this kid to face me. I want this kid to get online. I want him to get on record. I want him to stand up. I want him to debate me. I want him to get at me. You know what I'm saying? I want him to teach us Noone science, because he said he was commissioned by Nuwaupu. He's also trying to duck out of that, but I'm not going to let you duck out of that, baby boy. You know what I'm saying? He said he was commissioned by Nuwaupu to give us right knowledge, right wisdom, and right understanding, which is sound, right reason, which is nine science. So we're going to listen to this video, and we're going to listen to what the Elder Earl, which is a strong, active, practicing Nuwaupian, him and his family, shout out to the Elder Earl. We're going to listen to this information that came out of this. Some of this is new to me as well, so we'll go in.
They have not presented the original books. I don't know that this is his wife. You can be talking to anybody. You said that, and when I spoke with, matter of fact, throwback 2009. Click on that right there.
What you looking for?
This is Tah Noone. This is Tah Noone.
What you looking for?
In 2000.
What you asked me to click on?
Click on 2009. That thing that you had, throwback 2009 with Tah Noone.
Wait, hold on. Let me before we go to that. When I was on Sarnetta, I know.
Okay, so at this time, what the Elder Earl, the Brother Earl, is referring to is James West. At the time, he was going by the name Brother J. He was on Sarnetta talking about the 9-ball and talking about Noone science, but calling it Nuwaupu, calling Dr. York Amanubi Re'apta, and calling Dr. York Afro Unu. You know what I'm saying? So watch what he says. Let's see what he says about that.
You talking about, Elder? Let me respond to that. Let me respond to that real quick.
I'm not finished.
Now, mind you, he was on the same rant that he's on today as a as an anti-Nuwaupian. You know what I'm saying? He was saying that Dr. York was the man in the hour, which he is. That's what he was saying at this time. So, the mind, you know what I'm saying? You can't trust niggas. You can't trust their brains. Their brains flaky, shaky. You know what I mean? They don't stand on one foundation. Them niggas is shapeshift, you know, jump on the next bandwagon and things of that nature.
You gotta let me finish. Then I'm gonna let you respond. Up until 2009, 2010, Tah Noone. Now, I want you guys to realize, Rick, member of our organization. Chuck said he lived in the community. Tah Noone.
Now you're talking about Ampool, this dude named Rick, who was standing up for Dr. York and standing up for his case, and I think he's an anti-Nuwaupian as well. He's down with the Dagger Squad, you know, all that. Science is weak, man, you know what I'm saying? All of them trying to get shine, running against Dr. York now, and Chuck Morgan, which is a lame as well, but anyway.
This guy studied the books. We got him giving the master praise. We got him quoting the master's books verbatim. We got him even referring to Afro Uno as Dr. York. You know what I'm saying?
And I was under the wrong impression, though.
So he said he was under the wrong impression, though. Okay? Now, according to Noone science, we know spirit beings to be programmers and controllers that can tweak your spirit, you know what I'm saying? And we adhere to spirit possession that can happen at will. You understand what I'm saying? So he said he was under the wrong impression. All right. So I like looking up words. So I'm going to look that up. Hold on, give me a minute. All right. Sorry about that. Somebody was trying to hack into my account from Washington, D.C. That's interesting. But anyway, let's see how this guy worms out of his... Oh, that's what I was doing before I left, right? Alright. We was going to look up impression. Okay. Check it out. An idea, feeling, or opinion about something or someone, especially one formed without conscious thought or on the basis of little evidence. Okay? Pay attention to especially one formed without conscious thought or on the basis of little evidence. An imitation of a person or a thing, especially one done to entertain. Okay, so this is what Tah Noone was saying that he was doing. He had an opinion, a feeling, and an idea about 9 science, and he was using 9 science to entertain people. You understand what I'm saying? When right knowledge, 9 science, is conscious and conscience science, all existing gases. That's how it's written. he's read that in the Holy Tablets. So, especially one formed without conscious thought or on the basis of little evidence. That's a lie. That's being deceptive. Strike one. Okay, so let's go back and listen.
That's not my fault that York is the one that created the confusion, though. You can't sit here and act like everybody. Look, come on, Earl. Everybody knows that Afro Unu and York. Everybody thought it was the same person until I had to go do further research. Until then,
that's a lie. Everyone didn't think Afro Unu and was Dr. York. Okay, the only person that was promoting that was Brother J. You know what I'm saying? Him and whoever followed Brother J pushed that Dr. York was Afro Unu and are now pushing that Dr. York isn't Afro Unu, which was always the truth, because if you look at the writings are different. You understand what I'm saying? They're not the same. So he thought Dr. York was Afro Unu. He jumped on Sarnetter's couch with that deception. He pushed it to the people from 2009 to 2014. So how was that a bad impression? You know what I'm saying? You got to question these fakers, these perpetrators. Let's go back. Strike two.
that you saying it doesn't make it whole new. They were two different people. I didn't know that. I didn't know that, sir. Up until 2014 is when I spoke to the wife. When me and a few new and I got recorded conversations supporting that. When I spoke to the wife and we got the obituary, that's when I knew for a fact that they were two different people.
So he says up to 2014. Okay, so he was in support of Dr. York as Afro Unu up until 2014. Okay, so is this the reason why he's going on his tirade to say Dr. York isn't Afro Unu? What about the science, bro? You know, you're supposed to adhere to 9 science, but here it is, you're being deceptive. I've been proving that all along. You understand what I'm saying? Whenever you're ready to get up and stand up like a man and defend yourself in 9 science, get at me. You know what I'm saying? You keep striking out. Let's go back.
Up until that point, I was under the impression, and it was wrong, because I got letters from York and other people he wrote giving contradictory information about who Afro Unu was and who he wasn't.
That's a lie. We all got the letter from Brother J. We can produce the letter from Brother J. And Brother J was dick riding Dr. York. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't giving contradictory information. He was giving sound right reason, as he always does. You can't trust these fakers and these perpetrators. You know what I'm saying? Let's go back.
So
did the master ever say he was Afro Uno?
He said it in one place, he didn't know who it was. Another place, a book came out claiming. Listen, this is what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying.
Now, listen how Tah Noone is talking, because this punk is a fucking liar, man. When he was supporting Dr. York, he was very clear. He said he was very clear about facts on sound right reason who Dr. York was. We can go back and find this information. Look how this faker is worming out and being a snake. You know what I'm saying?
Listen what I'm saying, Earl. If you know there's a lot of people writing you about a certain individual and you claim you got knowledge of stuff way back in the history, and then letters coming out that I got later that you didn't know who that person was, and you knew especially me, I wrote him a lot and asked him certain questions. He never said until 2009 in my letter that he said, okay, go ask Afro Unu X, Y, and Z. Before then, and years before I even knew about some nature books and stuff, I heard stuff where he was claiming he wrote them books. I've seen sisters saying that they helped.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Write the books in the office and all these.
That's a lie, because I've known Tah Noone from 2007 on, and he's never even mentioned this at all, at all. That's a lie.
Different.
He never said he wrote nature books. He never said that.
Yes, he did. He had his followers saying.
He never said that.
Then listen.
He never said that. He never said that.
All of this is going. All of this conversation was stuff that was on different message boards and different websites.
No.
That's not true.
No.
I'm on all the old school message boards. You know what I'm saying? Tah Noone was never on any message boards from 2004 on up until all the Nuwaupu message boards were closed down.
Listen, bro.
I tell you what I see.
I don't know what happened there. Video must have shut down. I'm gonna come back.
Let me rebuttal what you just said, all right? Now watch this.
Hold on, no, I didn't finish it, bro. I didn't finish it.
Listen, you jumped from this obituary to my 2009 throwback video, and now you're going to another subject. You already finished. You made your point. You made your point that according to his family writing obituary that his first writings published was in 73 and all of that. We got that, okay? So we understand that's the point you're making. You're using that as your point. Now watch this.
I'm using that because it's
right,
there.
But I'm not saying you're wrong for doing that. I'm saying that you're using what they put out. Okay? Now, because I spoke to a relative of Sifu, I spoke to his wife on different occasions. I only put out 2 audios just to prove that I did have contact with his wife, because a lot of the Nuwaupians thought that we were just making stuff up, which we didn't.
Let me ask you a question. As a Nuwaupian, and you're telling me, how do I know that this person you spoke to is his wife?
Right.
Listen.
How do I know that? Now, let me say something to you. Y'all got the master's wife, his mother, who his father is, who his father's not, who his kids are, who his kids are not. Y'all got everything he put out where he was born, where he wasn't born. Y'all got everything on the master's life, how many kids he got, who he got kids with. But now when I ask about Afro Uno, it's no big secret. For instance, you're telling me that this is Afro Uno's wife, right? Can you hear me?
Yeah, but the point is, you want me to divulge her, and I had to go find her information. That lady was not trying to.
Okay, y'all listen. Y'all ain't got no problem divulging everything else about the match. He put everything about himself out there. All I said is I want to talk to the sister.
That's not true either, but I understand your point. But the woman did not want to get involved with that, because I'm just telling you what she told me her husband said. I verified.
Let me ask a quick question, because I want to get clarity for the chat room and for the people that's going to be watching and for the panel. Was it a yes or no on if Dr. York ever claimed to have been Afro Uno?
A book came out called A Man of Many Faces. In book 2, it gave a list of York names.
Dr. York never said he was Afro Uno. You go find any Nuwaupian, real Nuwaupian, if that's the truth. He never called himself Afro Uno. If anybody got any information on that, please present it. There was a book out with Dr. York's name as Afro Uno, but Dr. York didn't write that book. It was one of the same brothers like Tah Noone back in the day who thought Dr. York was Afro Uno because they was dick riding Dr. York.
And Afro Uno was one of them. And now listen, let me make this point, because I spoke to the author of the book. I spoke to the author of the book. Now, the author, they said that.
He said he spoke to the author of the book. That's speculative. Who knows that? That's not presented here, and that's not proven. There's no evidence of that.
York had pre-read the book before it came out, so he seen the man name in there, and then the Nuwaupians.
He said Dr. York pre-read the book. Come on, man.
Was selling the book, and they never said a disclaimer that name Afro Uno was not his name. Now, according to the author, the people that helped write the book and do the research was 2 Nuwaupians that he was dependent on. Now,
but he never said.
That's what I was gonna say. But York never no one ever heard York say this, though.
Right. Listen, but this is what I'm saying. That I understand the point you're making, but
yes or no.
But York has been plagiarizing this man's work for a long time, and we.
Now he's changing the subject. Listen, the subject, he's trying to change the subject to plagiarism. You know what I'm saying? Did York say out of his mouth that he was Afro Unu? Now he goes to saying that he's been using this man's work under plagiarism.
To prove that. And now because he put York against the wall, now he wrote and put Afro's name in the new book, and he still haven't given that man credit of stealing this man's stuff. But we getting away from the original point. I wanted to show something in book 3 that he wrote so it can be
the original point was, did Malachi ever say that he was Afro Uno? And the answer is no. He never said that.
Right.
Okay, but he's still stealing the man's work, and we got proof. Now watch.
Okay, so now there's deception. Okay, so he didn't acknowledge that. He didn't acknowledge that he made a lie. You know what I'm saying? That he lied right there and said that Afro Unu said that. I mean, Dr. York said that he was Afro Unu based on a book, and he was there proofreading the book and okayed the book to come out. You know what I'm saying? Now, right now, he just said, let's change the subject. I'm not going to acknowledge that I lied.
Yes, now we're going to get past that because y'all trying that don't change the fact his works are still in York's books right now.
Right. That's not what I was trying to get to, though. But when you say that he said that he was York, it has to come from him. It can't come from the person who wrote the book.
Listen.
Exactly.
People he writing, listen, the responsibility is upon him because he's been told about
the man is in prison. What are you talking about? He in prison.
Doesn't matter.
He in prison.
Listen to this clown, man. This guy's a clown, man. You know what I'm saying?
He was taking the writing letters, and he mentioned, and we got letters with Afro Unu by name.
A book is written, and it's 1 million words in the book. Somewhere in the back of the book, it says Afro Uno. Come on, he had nothing to do with that. Somebody put that in there, so don't try to blame.
That's the truth.
No, now watch this. Listen, now we want to talk about this. We're going to go to this right here, because we're getting away from the original thing. Can you see my screen?
I see it.
All right. It says what?
It says Introduction to Nature, Noone, book 3.
Right. This book was written by Afro Uno in 2007. His wife put this last book out. Now, when I type this in, watch this. Listen to sound. This is on page 11. Listen to sound right reason. This book and all Noone books are dedicated to all, because the Ethiopian race, all people grow genuine kinky hair on their heads by nature, needs this knowledge most. Moreover, Noone, the Ethiopian race signs of all the worlds, are more in nature of the black race than any other human race, because the Ethiopian race, the black race, the African race.
All right, he's reading from book 3, Noone Science. So I want to see what point he's making. So this is what he's reading from. I'll clear it up. If this is not clear coming through the mix, I'll clear it up.
It's the original race of all the universes, like Noone, is the original signs of all the universe of absolute infinite nature. Another extremely important for the reason for the presentation of this book 3 is what? What it say?
I see what it said, but I'm okay.
Let's read it. It says is what?
I'm glad you put that there. I'm glad you put that there.
What it says what? It says
Bible interpretation and explanation.
Right. Now, we know that's significant that he wrote Bible interpretation and explanations in book 3, because that's a key to telling you that he wrote the original.
Let me ask you a question.
And I'm adding that with the fact that I spoke to the wife.
Okay, so check this out. This is where he's fucked up. And I'm going to leave it right there. Okay, so it says in book 3 of Introduction to the Nature put out by 2007, it says another extremely important reason for the presentation of this book 3 is the Bible interpretations and explanations topic found in the later part of this book for the purpose of correct information, which is knowledge. Bible interpretations isn't in that book, okay? But Dr. York had Bible interpretations and explanations, and also had the 9-bar in full. My question is, Tah Noone NoopooH, if this man, the writer, the author, Afro Unu, wrote Bible interpretations and explanations, Another extremely important reason for this presentation of this book 3 is the Bible interpretations. And for some reason in his works, Bible looks a little tampered with, but Bible interpretations and explanations topic found in the later part of this book is not in there. How come he didn't produce it? Why didn't he produce it? How come Bible interpretations and explanations isn't in the latter part of book 3? How come it wasn't produced? But how come Dr. York had it? How come I have it? How come you have it, Tah Noone NoopooH? How come you had that before you had Noone books? Alright, deception. Tah Noone NoopooH, you should not be listened to. You should be excommunicated. You should be eradicated from Noone science. All Noone bulls should turn against you and silence you for the errors and the mistakes and the lies and the deception that you've come with over the years. The many lies. You're nothing but a liar, bro. Stand up to your charges, man, and holler at the grand one. GrandKush, bro. You know what I'm saying? The grand Noone boo, I'm gonna say. Cause I'm waiting for you to try to bang against my brain, bro. On 9 Science. 999. You caught out there. You know what I'm saying? That's why you didn't want me on the debate. You running, bro. I know you running. You scared. And all the Noone boos know you running. 999. GrandKush. Holler.
The original black god. My name is Dr. Saw, the original black god, black power. And we are the House of Consciousness family, black power.
What's up? So, greetings to everybody out there in the YouTube community. I'm going to send my thanks and gratitude out to the House of Consciousness. I never allowed me to come in here and deliver this information to y'all, and I hope that I get a chance to clear up some of the stuff that I said on the last YouTube, which I'm going to go back into. And so I think the first thing we want to start off with is religion and the definition of religion and what it means. And I'm coming out of the 9-Ball book that Doc put out in 1971. And in the back of the book, he has some really good definitions of what religion means, so people to stop getting confused thinking that he was teaching religion without knowing and understanding what it really was. Now, this all the way into 1971, and he defined religion as a general term. Religion means a spiritual or ethnic way of life of a race, For example, although Hinduism and pantheism, 6 ether rites, are called religions, they are the parent ethereal sciences that gave birth to religion. 3 ether or ghost rites, which is 6,000 years old. True religion in concept should incorporate scientific facts and knowledge. Religion is the spiritual science of the Caucasian race, specifically the albino Cain group Aryans, and is based on belief, which is mythology and not facts. Remember, although it changes the name down through evolution, the root of religion, commonly called spookism or the ghost spell or gospel, is commonly called spookism. It is only 6,000 years old. The dogma of Caucasian power of the dead is his and her various religions, including Christianity, the doctrine of the dead, and the practice of vampirism. Scientifically, religion is the interference of the dead into the lives of the living. I'm going to say that again. Scientifically, not religiously. Religion is the interference of the dead, the spirit dead, into the lives of the living, of the human being. The dead are those negative forces of nature who must oppress, suppress, repress, and subsist on living substances and living beings in order to survive. 6 ether is the power of the dead because it is evolutionary forces that causes things to get old, die, and decay. Therefore, the prime purpose of religion is to spellbind people to do the will of the dead for the survival of the dead. Religious worship increases the power of the dead and makes the dead stronger to cause more suffering and more death. And the more death there are, the stronger the dead get unless the deaths are neutralized and counteracted by new cycle gases, which are the revolutionary cycle gases. Now that's just the definition for religion. So now we're dealing with the essence of what religion is about. As I said before, as you go through the smack circle of order, I was speaking to y'all about ethers last week. Like this is a smack circle I had made by Ned. Right here you have Atum Ray, Amun Ray, and Anun Ray at the bottom. Here is what you call 6-point east. And this is where 7 ether stars at. Here, this whole top part is the life part of all the universe. This is just representation. And each ether, you can see 7 ether, 8 ether, 9 ether. And it takes 6 million years for one ether to go to the next. So from 7 ether to 8 ether, there's 6 million years. From 8 to 9 is 6, and then on up. So you got 6, 12, 18. And then it starts to go down. As you get Amun Ray, which means the hidden one, or the faithful son. And the reason why Amun Ray is on this side means the hidden one, because all spirit beings that are physical in the top part become invisible. They die what you call a scientific death. So then they all disappear. You understand? And so this is just the scientific part. Then once you get down here, then it's 6 ether, then 5 ether, 4 ether, then you have 3 ether, which is what we have now. Which what happens is that the ethers or the spirit forces, they are physical and they are healthy up here. It's enough energy being produced by 9 ether in the universe to keep the spirit beings subsisting off of the energy. Once the suns drop below a certain level of ether, that's when the spirit beings are no longer being fed by the suns. Now they must subsist off of lower humans and animals and plants and water. So this is what religion and pantheism is about. So in order for these forces to exist, they have to cause what's called sacrifices. That's what sacrifice really originated from. Spirit beings had to eat. This is what people don't understand about that. The spirit or the scientific part of religion was never actually explained to people in a way where they can understand that. So when you actually calling on anything, whatever, it don't matter what religion it is, they all are being controlled by spirit forces of different levels and ranks. And as we get further down, another thing, that's when you get into the negative zone of when you go from Nuwaupu, which is positive, to the opposite, which is Zupu, which is the 6th mind. And as you go further down, the spirits become worse and worse and worse and worse. So that's the real reason why all of these things are happening in the world. Whether it's a president doing something crazy, or somebody running up in the school with machine guns, kids killing each other, all of these are at the beck and command and control of these spirit forces. Now that's just dealing with religion, which is again the child of pantheism. Now when you go into pantheism, again,
Doc put it in the back of the book, which is very, very powerful for people who need to understand what pantheism really is. Alright, it says pantheism. The first spiritual science of evolutionary mankind. Groups with straight-haired people, specifically the Phoenician people, the original black branch of the Hindu people. Pantheism root sources are up to 17,250,000 years old, becoming dominant when the Nuwaupu waned, gradually declined in power by the death cycle of evolution, meaning Nuwaupu existed for a long time after the flood, but finally gave way to pantheism in accordance with the time cycle laws of nature, just as in accord with the time cycles of nature. Pantheism eventually gave way to religion as we know it today. Now it is time for Nuwaupu again. Pantheism is based on viewing nature as God, astrology, astronomy, and its effects over humans, the clandestine worship of nature. It later gave birth to the spiritual science called religion 6,000 years ago. Hinduism is another form of pantheism. The religion of Noah and his 3 sons was pantheism, chronologically before Adam and Eve, despite the Caucasian Bible. Adam and Eve were Hindu Phoenicians and East Indians, and their religion was Hinduism. Thus, Cain was an offspring of the Hindu, and thereby got his and her spiritual powers from Hinduism after the flood. Nuwaupu gradually waned and pantheism gradually waxed or became stronger. After the moon cycle began with Adam and Eve, pantheism waned and religion as we know it waxed strong. So, again, as we see that pantheism is millions of years old, and it eventually gave way into the moon cycle way of living. And when we start dealing with the moon cycle or the moon god, as I was previously saying, we're actually dealing with, again, these universal orbs who have brain cores, who have mental influences upon the people on the earth. Now, this is not a new concept. Again, like I said, you're dealing with which is called the moon god sin. But before we go into that, again, let's give another breakdown of the Bible, so because people need to understand what these words mean, like the origin of what is their purposes. It said the Bible, the physical and spiritual book of spellbinding magic, spells, and curses of Leviathan, giving power through hypnosis, subliminal seduction, lustful suggestion, and necromancy, which is the power of the spirit and the physical dead. The belief in it is the reason why no one has been able to really unite the Ethiopian in any considerable numbers, and why also the people of African descent have not been able to make real progress toward freedom and equality and liberation. When all necessary major questions about the Bible have been asked by, answered for, and known to and understood by the so-called Negro, he and she will then be qualified for his or her own spiritual science, which is Nuwaupu, or in the nature knowledge called NoopooH. It's just a different variation of the same word. Scientifically, that's the key word, scientifically. The Bible is the universal book of the dead, and there is no one in the Bible today who is living. Everyone in it is dead, and the being, 6 ether, and ghost, which is 3 ether, the people of the Bible we're talking about were dead. Hence, by all means, it is the book of the dead, and those who believe in it today are dead, mentally dead. Therefore, in your mental death, which is universal ignorance, it is the preacher's job to get you ready for physical death, to make the dead strong without a doubt. The Bible is the eulogy of the dead, and thereby those who believe in it are worshipers of the dead.
Yeah, I'll think about it. We'll talk about that later on. All right, my man? All right, blessings. It's interesting that my son just came in here, because that's essentially why I'm doing the video for my man, Consul Ray L.B. NoopooH, a.k.a. James West, a.k.a. Brother J. I got a question for you, my man. Your man is in there. I can ask you as well, you know what I'm saying? Don't you have 6 kids, bro? Are you taking care of your 6 kids? Are you helping their mothers, bro? Are you paying any type of child support? Why your punk ass is calling CPS on other stand-up individuals? Are you taking care of your kids? What do you have to say, my man? What do you have to say about being a man? Are you really a man? Flaming homo? I wouldn't say flaming. Undercover homo? I'd say undercover. Because all you do is talk about other brothers that's progressive. While we don't know what you do other than be a fucking security guard for Dollar General. We don't know what you do, bro. Or slander other progressive men. Do you take care of your children? They're not even children today, huh? They're probably grown women and men. You're fucking sad, bro.